All right, today here in this video, we're going to be looking at some support and resistance zones recently on the pound dollar and the USD yen, and we're going to be seeing where these came from, which is from the scanner, from the support and resistance scanner. So let's go ahead, dive in, let's jump in. And if you are interested in this scanner over here on the left-hand side, we have a special Labor Day sale. We are continuing to run until the end of the month right now. So go ahead and check that out in the link in the description below. We have Forex signals, we have crypto, and we have stocks. It's a great scanner, and I'm going to show you a couple recent ones on some of these recent Forex pairs. It's actually just it's crazy on Forex, and I think I know why. There's so many whenever these levels are broken, Forex is literally the most traded asset in the world, and whenever there's so much money at these levels, and whenever they break really well. So let's go ahead, dive in, let's get started. Let's go to the recent pound dollar. So you see over here, pound dollar sell. So we had a sell breakout at 35160. So that's right here. That's right here at this level, a nice sell breakout. And so where did we get that zone from? So this is actually the chart over here. So over here is the scanner. So we're going to get the scanner. As soon as you get the alert, you see it, you take the entry, stop loss, take profit. Everything is done all right there. But I like to go a step further into the charts. And so this is actually what actually powers this signal, the scanner over here. So this is our indicator. And essentially what we're doing here is we are looking for these zones. So this is a support zone, big support zone right here. So in any given point, if it breaks this zone, we're going to get an alert. And that's actually what happened right there. Boom, this big, strong candle. So we're not entering up here. It would have been a nice entry, but it was an entry right here. So it actually is up pretty nice so far on this pound dollar. So what on earth is support resistance, and why does it matter, right? Why does support resistance matter so much? To me, the most important reason is there's so many eyeballs at these levels. There is institutional buyers. There's just the big boys. The big boys are watching these levels. They know them. They know them well. And as soon as they break, there's a lot of orders being filled, a lot of stops being stopped out. And so that's the reason why whenever the scanner goes off, whenever we actually get an alert, we actually make sure that it is broken out of the zone, because in the zone it just gets a little bit choppy, right? It can go up, down, up and down. But yeah, so here's a pound dollar trade, and you can even see right here that this upward sloping trend line here this is an hourly chart, and as soon as it broke here, and then it broke this level, so one confirmation and then two right at this level right here. A lot of folks would have been interested in a bounce right here. And honestly, I would have. I mean, honestly, like that's a great looking bounce trade at that point, but it broke. And so it broke this support level. So that is the reason why there was a downward momentum trade, and that is where the breakout sell happened. So that is the breakout sell, and we can actually even look at some more recent ones. So we can even search up here. So pound dollar. So if we look at pound dollar, so check out the take profits that it's just been like absolutely on fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, really, really awesome. The previous one, I believe, was this one right here, a breakout buy. So this was the breakout buy right here. This is this alert right there. What an absolute crazy breakout that was. It was at this, so we can actually even check this out. We can actually watch it break in real time. And so check that out. So boom, as soon as it broke, stop loss, down in this zone. I could even place that stop loss where we have the recommendation, but I mean, it would never even got close to it. What a great trade. What a nice upwards momentum trade. And that was a winner right there. Another breakout right here, which was, let me look at it again. So if we go pound dollar, and this is what's great about this is you can search every trade, you can search everything that's ever if you were looking at a particular ticker, and that was this one right here. So check this out. This is the one on 8.6, another breakout buy. So what happened here? Well, check that out. So let's actually look. Let's actually see what happened. So here was a really solid. I mean, this was a big, massive wick. This is an hourly chart. And it just went sideways. And so a lot of buyers, there's a lot of orders all right here in this zone. Right here in this zone, you got stop losses, right? You got stop losses right here. Because somebody, a lot of folks shorted this, and so they're just like, okay, we're gonna continue to go to the downside, or they sold it, and all these buyers, these sellers, it all happened. And check out what happens when this level breaks, right? This is the volume, and again, volume isn't 100% on an indication, and even with Forex, it's a little bit. I think it goes by tick, how the tick works. But anyways, it doesn't matter. It does go up, right? It did go up right here at this breakout. I mean, what a crazy breakout that was. Continuation of the upside, and it just continued to just blast on up. So that was the Reese. That was that one right there. Another really solid breakout right here. And so this was this is what you would call so at this point, this was a support level, right? And so back here, this was resistance. So if we were, so let's just say we were right here, right there on the chart, that was resistance. And then this trade right here was a support break, big time trade, big time support break. And then another one right here, another support breakout. This was an interesting one because there was some previous support as well. So check out that bounce right there, up, and then this came, and this initially bounced off of this, and then boom, when it broke, it really broke. Another one, two breakouts, a breakout. I mean, this is just another breakout sell. Here's a sell opportunity. This was a sell, right? Here was a sell breakout. This one would have been a loss just because this was just real. But this one, wow, what an incredible breakout right there. This one was nice breakout. Another one right here. This one's to the upside. Check out what happens at these levels. And guys, you could do this on your own. You could try to trade these levels on your own. But what I like about this, right? What I like about something like this over here is that you're not just, you could set yourself an alert. So let's just say right here, for instance, let's just go, and then I'll show you exactly what to do. You can do this on your own, 100%. And you can map this out. Let's actually remove all the indicators. You can map this out, put your line right here, and maybe even go right click. And oh wait, I don't think we can do this in replay mode. But if you right click, you can set yourself an alert, right? You can set yourself an alert right here. And then as soon as it crosses it, you get a ding, you get whatever. Then you can decide, okay, was it an actual breakout? Did it confirm above it? What our system will do is, even if it breaks it above it, you're going to have to get a close because closes matter. Closing, but what I mean by close is when a candle is an hourly candle, and as soon as that hour is up and it closes, where is the end price? Is it above? Is it below? It matters. It matters. All the volume, everything matters in that candle. And if it does the right thing, you're going to get the buy, you're going to get the sell. And that's exactly what's happening here, right? It's exactly what's happening on all these different breakouts and buys and bounces, and just incredible opportunities. And I'm really, really pumped about this. As you could tell, I'm pretty pumped about this system. And we could just literally just continue to just go back in time and find different breakouts. So here's another breakout right here. This was a sell. Again, this is going to be, and actually my scanner hasn't even went back this far yet because this is brand new. This is in 2025. So if you're watching this later on, we will have plenty of data. So you'll be able to come up here and look at all of the pound dollar, all of the USDN, all the euro dollar, whatever we're doing, all of that back in time. And so, and I'm specifically talking about Forex. I know there's a lot of Forex followers on this particular channel on Trading Strategy Guide. So I wanted to put this out there for you guys. But if you're a stock fan, if you're a crypto fan, right? If you're trading, altcoins, things like that, there also is alerts for that, right? And we have plenty of them. So here's AAL, right? We've had tons of them. NVIDIA, right? There is Tesla, QQQ, Intel. And, sometimes it depends on what the market's doing. But sometimes there's a recent, here we go, because, altcoins right now are heating up. And we actually just got a bounce buy opportunity, and check that out, actually. So this was the bounce buy. This was the bounce trade. And that's why we were saying, here we go, because here we go. And so we'll probably be getting more of those in there. So again, I'm not going to do this every day. I'm not going to share every single trade, but if you guys want to check this out, there's going to be a link in the description. Again, you don't have to. This isn't a free service. We spent a lot of time, effort, money on getting these specific zones set up, automatically sent to you. And we're not just going to be charging so a lot of folks out there will be like, okay, well, what's the monthly fee? What's the yearly fee? This isn't a yearly, monthly, anything like that. One-time fee, one time only. We spent a lot of just a lot of development time creating these things. This isn't just, that doesn't just get created out of thin air. And I know that if we could do that, we would, but there has to be some operational costs. And, but anyways, if you're interested, go ahead, check it out. If you, if there's something that you have a question about, right? A question about how to find zones, things like that, you can shoot a comment, below, let us know. There's plenty of good resources out there. Like I said, there's great resources out there on support, on resistance, on, things like that. I think we mostly can understand it, but there's just the little things like this where you wait for a candle close above the range, right? And there isn't, like, a lot of folks out there, right? Let's just use an example of this trade, right? So this trade in particular right here, this was the breakout zone, right? This was the area where some people would have their lines, right? And yeah, it worked out here, but a lot of the times, like, this will come break this and then come all the way back and close down here. And so this candle right here, this particular candle right here, but it didn't. And in fact, it went up and broke out, and then it stayed above the zone there. And so that's why we actually got that initial buy alert. So very important. These candles are so important. We're at these levels. That's where something like whenever you have like a scanner to be able to just automatically tell you, okay, when, where. Here's a recent Riot one. So you guys who are interested in crypto, so we actually pulling back a little bit, but this was an initial straight up move. So it gotta continue to break this level, and it gotta continue. It's actually just retesting right now, so we'll see if it can continue that momentum to the upside. Crypto got to just get some legs here, and I think it could. So anyways, if you guys are interested in this, go ahead, check it out. If not, just remember what I said, or what, you can even watch some other resources. We actually have some videos on here as well on this channel. Just make sure that in those support and resistance zones, right, you're going to wait for a candle to close. Once you wait for the candle to close above or below, depending. So if it's a resistance trade, you want it to close above the top right here. So let's just say this wick right here, and price comes up, right? And then it ends up coming back down, right? And then finally it makes its way up and closes somewhere up here. That is where your entry would be, because it broke it, right? It broke and confirmed. And again, it's not 100%. No strategy is. No price action pattern is. If somebody tells you that, they're lying. They're 100% lying, because there is no 100% strategy. This isn't a 100% strategy, but this is a scanner that's going to be finding these zones, and it's going to be alerting you at the best possible scenario. So a buy or a sell, you can jump over the chart. You don't have to. You just grab it, entry, stop loss, take profit. Everything's there. Everything's done. And that is that. So if you're interested, like I said, check it out, link below. If not, hopefully you guys do well with support resistance. And if you have any questions, let us know.